Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap the notification bell. I would appreciate it majorly. So I was here to just discuss the missing Colorado woman, Suzanne Morphew, who's still missing. Today is I think it's Tuesday. So a week and a day, 8-9 days she's been missing since Mother's Day. You know, don't need to review everything all over again. And I don't know, there's not a ton of new information anyways. I just continue to sort of think on this and look at what's already out there. You know, one thing that I saw that was relatively new, a new report where I think one of the local reporters spoke to the former sheriff of a neighboring county, Pueblo County, Dan Corsentino, I think is his name. It is his name, and he's now himself a private investigator. He was just commenting on the case and, you know, shedding some of his expertise on it, basically saying that the FBI is probably involved because it could involve someone outside of Chaffee County. You know, I typically thought the FBI got involved if it involved, you know, somebody outside of the state, but I'm sure I'll take his word for it. I'm not an expert, and that sounds about right to me. He also was saying that you know, that at the end of the report it says that his hunch is that this is going to turn out to be something that's not necessarily family related, and I kind of I'm beginning to agree with him. And initially, in my first few videos, I was thinking very much so that it was family related, that there was some kind of embarrassing thing going on, you know, of a personal nature, you know, with one of the members of the family that caused them to move to Colorado, and you know, that somebody that was quite well known to the family, it was involved in the abduction. And I'm beginning to think that that's not the case, and that you know, it could be somebody or a group of people that are known to the family, but it's not of a personal nature, I don't think, you know, or it could be somebody completely random. But that same guy, the former sheriff of Pueblo County, you know, he definitely said that it seems like it could turn out that there's some very unusual circumstances surrounding this case, and I kind of think so too, you know. It definitely is it's very, very, very odd, and I just do not think that it's random. I don't think that this happened, that there's no connection between the person who abducted her and this family, that there's some kind of connection, and I don't know what it is, you know. And I'm not gonna pour through these people's lives so much on camera, you know, but there's just so many things that don't necessarily add up and that seem odd, you know. But I don't want to get too specific in nature, just because I have no idea. Nobody does. You know. You know, I mean, like, even the video, obviously everybody's seen the video of her husband, Barry, who's basically pleading, who seems legitimately upset, obviously. And, you know, I don't know that you can pick that apart. I really, you know, there was the one thing that stuck out to me is that he mentions they, or how, you know, no questions asked, which comes up pretty much in every graphic that's been put together by the family and asked and shared and asked to be shared. You know, that's a prominent theme. No questions asked, no questions asked. You know, and he mentions that in the video, and then he said however much they want. And, you know, I kind of clung to that they quite a bit, even though I don't know that I necessarily can. You know, I mean, that could be it's just a generic way of, you don't know who it is specifically, you know, so you just generically call them they instead of one person, because because they is obviously plural. But I don't know that you can make that much of it, you know. I mean, I know they, the family made that video. That's not the authorities that necessarily, a family member's helping him film that, create that, that video and put it on their Facebook page. So, I think they just do it and that's it. I don't know that they try to make it perfect or anything like that, so I don't know that I would make much of that, other than, that is what stuck out to me though, is when he refers to them as they. I don't know. I do think the move to Colorado is that has something to do with this. I think there's a family friend, and that may even be the other person that has put up the other 100,000. I think he was visiting with friends, possibly in Denver over the weekend. I'd say that anybody with any degree of common sense would have been, it's just your initial reaction. The fact that the husband was out of town on Mother's Day weekend, when she was potentially abducted, that sticks out to anybody. And I think the husband would even agree that that's just a natural inclination, and just looking through various social media, it seems as though they have a friend who lives in Denver. It kind of seemed like that same friend moved to Denver around the same time that they moved to the part of Colorado where they bought the house in Maysville. But I don't know that for sure, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything either. But I believe, I have a guess that that's who he was with over the weekend in Denver. Even though I've seen multiple different things sort of posted in the comments as to why he was in Denver. One person, I almost don't even want to repeat them, because I do feel like there's a fair amount of intentional misinformation being pushed out there, from various places, But they bought the home around April of 2018. It's a pretty nice home. I think they bought it for $1.5 million. I believe it's on a considerable amount of land, like 7 acres. It's just a nice spread. They obviously have some wealth, and I think that always. Anytime there's a potential abduction, any potential crime, you always look at the financials of anybody involved. That just comes up. Money is a huge motivator for criminal activity, whether it's to kidnap or and be held ransom or whatever, but they bought the home. I think in April of 2018. On Suzanne's Facebook page, they showed their home that they had lived in Arcadia, Indiana, just posting it for sale around that same time. I think actually the month before that or the month after, one of the two. And I think I saw reported in heavy.com that the property was still in their name. But that's not true. That property did sell at some point in 2019. And that was a pretty, I think it was $890,000, but it was, I think, also the side of their business to some extent. I think it sat on 3 acres of land. There's a large, almost barn-like shop-like structure on the property. I think they grew trees on there. I don't know that it was necessarily large enough to grow plants or things that they might sell wholesale. I had originally thought that maybe was their business, that they were selling plants wholesale, but I don't think so. I think if how he made the majority of his money, I think was simply a successful landscaping business, that has a couple different addresses, and that is one of the questions I had, and I think I'll just put that question out there and then just kind of wrap this up, end it. Was the business, the landscaping business, because the website for the landscaping business, you know, which is I think it's BLM Landscape is the name of the company, or BLM Landscaping, you know, but I think the website like changed, you know, right before they moved, you know, around January 2018. It didn't change dramatically, but it just changed. Like, you know, I think the domain name transferred at that time, and they changed it from BLM Landscapes to BLM Landscape, you know, and created the Facebook page around the same time as well, and that's January 2018. But that's only a few months before they moved to Colorado. Maybe they were planning on living in both locations, which is totally conceivable, and the business was going to still, you know, remain in place, and he could do work in both locations. Very possible, very possible. I just don't know why, what the need was to necessarily change the domain name, and what the reason for that was. It just sort of is something that was a question to me, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the story there. You know, I don't know. I really don't know at this stage. I have a lot of theories that I'm not sharing, and until I feel a little bit more comfortable with the information, I'm not going to yet. And that's it, dude. That is it. That's the story there, man. All right, thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.